PvP matchmaking just went live to the public, but this is simply just the beginning, as rewards will be coming to this part of the Pirate Nation ecosystem, so I'm going to help you build the perfect deck for you and your playstyle. I've destroyed the gauntlet daily for 90 days straight, and I've done it hundreds more days beyond that. So I'm very familiar with most cards and their effects in Pirate Nation, so you can trust what I'm saying here. I played some PvP matches today as well after it went live, and the competition is insanely fierce. So I'm going to break down every card you should be watching, what you might want to buy off the marketplace to get prepared, and how to optimize your deck as well as you can. At the end of this video, we'll go through and construct a deck ourselves to make sure we have the best chance at winning. The first thing we should consider is that the rewards are coming soon. We can see here that Season 3 ends very, very soon. Be sure to collect all the booty, collector, and social points you can and rank up on the leaderboards. They say this is the final airdrop season. Once it ends, Pirate Nation's reward system will move to shorter, more exciting game and ecosystem events. If you want my personal opinion, they're going to do 2 weeks ranked leaderboards, rotating, maybe some bonuses to different ships and some different events and rules coming through, but I think it's going to be 2 week spins on a leaderboard. The better you are at PvP ranked mode against other ships, the more pirate token you are going to earn. So you are going to want to pay attention. So let's jump into the very first things we should talk about. So in the game, there are 3 different kinds of ships. If I go over my dock here, I can see that I have a bunch of them. I have a level 3 sloop, a level 2 galleon, and I have a level 3 frigate at the bottom here. These are the 3 kinds of ships, and they operate very, very differently from one another. You'll also notice that I have these attachments in the bottom right. I can click things and change what attachments are on there. Well, anything you attach is permanently burned in there. You can replace it. So I can destroy an attachment in there to put something new in, but that's about it. You can see that the galleon has a lot of attachment slots, and then the sloop has only a few, but really they all operate very, very differently. With that, you can then go to your decks, construct a deck between your crew members and your ships. Now, the crew all works differently as well. You can see here that it has accuracy, which is its expertise or proficiency, and lightning, which is its affinity. Now, the affinity you can't really chop and choose, and they're probably quite evenly distributed amongst the opponents you're going to face in the PvP. So we're not going to talk about that a whole lot today, but really like lightning beats tempest, tempest beats something, fire beats earth, water beats fire, and so on and so forth. There's a lot to do with that, but that doesn't really matter so much for this. Now, as for the other thing, the expertise matters a lot because it influences what cards you are going to get in your deck. If we go to decks here and we go to create, I can go to my accuracy founder pirate, and then maybe I pick the frigate. Pick the frigate there, hit confirm. You can see that out of all the decks I have to choose from, you can see this little icon here for the little pirate icon. You can see that's a pirate card. We can see down the bottom here, I've got these ship-related cards. And then even below that, I've got these little cogs, which is the attachments on the ship, which are granting different cards as well. And the minimum amount of cards for your total deck is 40. Your pirate at level 28 will have 38 cards. At level 35, you'll have a total of 45 cards available to the pirate. With a level 3 ship, it's going to give you something like 14 cards maybe. And then you'll get 2 or 3 per attachment, depending on what the attachment is. We're going to cover that soon, but the first thing I want to talk about is the 3 golden rules of PvP that I've been finding in the current meta. You need to know these to build a really efficient and effective deck. Rule number 1, avoid ending up with no attack cards in your hand. A turn without attacking your opponent can ruin your momentum so much and give them way too much to repair their ship, and shield their ship, and so on and so forth. You want to be attacking as often as you possibly can. Golden rule number 2, playing 5 small cards in a turn is much better than playing, say, 1 or 2 really big cards. For example, long 9s cost 4, does a ton of damage, but you would rather play 3 of the 30 damage cards, which are going to do similar amounts of damage, but the 3 cards is better for this reason. It gets around a lot of the debuffs and evasion much nicer. For example, maybe they blind you, and so your next attack is going to miss. So if you have 3 small cards, only 1 of them is going to miss. If you have one big card, you're pretty much screwed. The other thing is allows you to avoid their evasion. So they have evasion on their ship, hit them with 3 things, you're probably good to go. It also allows attack and defense in the same turn. Maybe you attack with 2 cards and then put up some shields with a 3rd, or put up evasion or repair. You have that freedom to do that, whereas if your deck is stacked full of really big cards, like the entire deck, then you're not going to have any room to mix and match different strategies mid-fight, which you really need to do to be able to compete. The third golden rule is to focus on ramping up in the battle. This is really important. What I've found is the pirate that managed to ramp up faster than the other one tends to really gain that momentum quickly and dominate until they lose the momentum, and then everything kind of balances out. But after that, it's a little bit hard to come back. So adding additional draw in future turns and AP in future turns can be a serious advantage. Do not give up big momentum swings for this, however. If you have like a really big damage combo, or you can ramp up, just go with the damage combo, get the damage on the board, unless you think they're going to be able to recover from it a little bit too easily. So how we can build the deck is we can get on this Pirate Nation Tavern website. It's really great, and attachments are what we're going to look at next, because they can really fill the gaps in your strengths and weaknesses depending on your pirate or your ship. So we're going to quickly look at them all. If we go here, if we go to crafting, we can see the different buildings. The first building, we have the iron armor, cannon, and we can craft the shackles or the cargo winch. Now, the cargo winch is a very special case. What this does is it reduces the stowaway cost by 1. Invaluable on the sloop, since that is a stowaway cost of 2, so it's very hard to use, so it brings it down to 1. On the galleon and frigate, they have 1 and would bring it down to 0. People tend to recommend you get the cargo winch on every single ship you have. I just have it on my sloop for now because it's a little bit expensive. They go for 20, 30 bucks. I don't know what it is right now, but they can be a little bit pricey. But if you have the money and you want to spend it, this is one of the first items you need to get in the game. We're going to cover these other in just a second. On the loom, you can get the pirate sail, the rusty hull thread, quality sail, quality hull thread, and quality medkit. Now, if you're brand new, it's going to be really hard to get these. I've been playing a long time, and it's really hard to level up your crafting buildings, so you are going to need to buy them off the marketplace if you want to use them in your deck. Now, they cost about $8 each, so it's not too bad. If you really want to compete, I highly recommend considering these, but you don't have to buy them up front. You can test them out in a little deck builder before you go forward with that. And for the workshop, we have the wooden helm, iron sights, quality tools, quality helm, and quality spyglass. Now, for things like the green, the ones with the green background, they're very achievable for a new player. You can get your crafting buildings up to this level very quickly and start crafting them with just playing the game for free. You can easily get them for free. I wouldn't buy them, but they are really important if you cannot afford or do not want to acquire things like the quality helm tools and spyglass and things like that. So highly recommend having at least the green ones fully kitted out on your ship. Go and craft them up. Let's have a look at these attachments. So first up is we've got the attachments from the foundry. Now, the shield is going to give you, the iron shield, I think it was, is going to give you shield 50 and exposed weakness. Shield 50, really good attachment. Exposed weakness, it's fine. Twin barrel and big guns can be really good if you need to add damage to your deck, so highly recommend the big cannon. And then we've also got the target weakness card. Shield again for the shield one. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, the cargo winch is the last one here. And the shackles will give you defensive strike, which is really, really good. I haven't ever gotten one of them in my deck. I've seen people use it against me. It's quite powerful. Deal 30 direct damage, shield 20. Again, making sure you have enough damage cards in your deck is actually a little bit tricky, and making sure you always have damage that you can be outputting. And things like defensive strike allow you to deal damage and shield at the same time, which is really helpful when playing the game. And so I actually highly recommend that card. Okay, the next one we've got is from the loom. We've got all the threads. I really love these because you get the act with haste, which is great on something like a frigate. So if you really like the frigate, highly recommend it. And then we've got some of the repairing cards and evasion cards. Very helpful on the galleon or the sloop. Not so good on the frigate. I like it for the gauntlet battles, but it's not that good. And then the big sail, the blue sail, gives you the presence card, which is really good. So if you're having trouble ramping up throughout the battle, definitely try and grab one of these presences. And then you've also got some better healing and things like that. Better planning the next 2 turns, draw 1. Not that good of a card. I mean, it's fine. You got some of the repairing cards as well. They're not that fancy, but I highly recommend this sale right here. And then we're going to get to the, whatever the woodworking one's called, the workshop, sorry. The workshop. The workshop has some really good ones. So you've got improvised plan, which is actually a really neat card. Careful planning, which is really, really good. So you're going to get that from the helm there, the green helm. You've also got iron sights. We're going to give you hit the dry powder. Not a bad card at all. So you can't really go wrong with these ones here. For the rare helm, you're going to get shuffle in all damage actions from your discard pile into your deck, which is really, really good. Inspired attack, very, very good on something like a galleon or a sloop. Regroup, shuffle in full discard pile into your deck. Not that good. Fate, pretty good, but I've got a lot of accuracy pirates, so I don't need it personally. But if you could really benefit from that in galleon if you don't have them already in your deck. So really, this rare helm, very, very good card for pretty much anyone as well. So a few really good attachments here. Let me quickly cover off the 3 ships and kind of what they do best. So this sloop gets 6 AP per turn. The other 2 ships get 5. So it tends to be able to play a few more actions each turn, but it has the lowest HP out of the 3. The Galleon starts with 6 cards in the hand, which is mentally good and why I'm seeing so many Galleons in the meta right now. It also has the most attachments possible. You can play the game and give it heaps of attachments to compete against your opponents, which is really useful for customizability, which is what's benefiting people so much in the gauntlet, or not necessarily in the gauntlet, in PvP right now, is having that customizability and that freedom to choose which cards you want in your deck. And the frigate has automatic damage mitigation. At level 3, it negates 7 damage from every single attack that hits it. And at level 4, it's 8 damage it mitigates. It has the most health out of all of them. Really bulky, really sturdy, but unless you have something like a speed pirate to offset just how slow it is, it doesn't really compete that well. And that's why I think the speed pirate might actually be the best in the game right now. All the PvP matches I've played, the speed pirates have given me the most trouble because they can ramp so fast and they can draw so many freaking cards. They are just unmatched. Now that sort of stuff doesn't work that well in gauntlets because you have 3 opponents and you don't have as much time to ramp up. But in PvP, oh my god, those speed pirates are killing me. I do have a speed pirate, but I haven't leveled them up. I feel like a fool. Anyways, now after this, let's build a hypothetical deck together and I'll show you exactly what to look for, how to go about it, and what to do next. But first, I should just say, before you're getting into PvP, I recommend 2 things. Try and get your pirate to level 30 at least. If you can get to 35, great. You're going to have some insane cards at your disposal. And try and get a ship to level 3 minimum. However, the level 4 ship is really powerful as well. Get at least 1 highly effective deck. You don't need all these different ones to match the meta. Just get one that works really well. Everything's balanced pretty decently. I reckon Frigate's a little bit weak in this meta because it's really good at AoE attacks, which isn't really beneficial. But if a 2v2 setup comes up at some point, I think Frigate will be really good then. So maybe watch this video again if it comes up and then do a Frigate instead. I don't know. But we're going to talk about the Galleon today. So let's start building our deck. Okay, so let's do a hypothetical deck. Let's do it based on a speed pirate, okay? So there's 3 things we need to make sure we defeat, okay? The first one is that speed galleon is quite popular right now. So we need to make sure that we're not getting destroyed by them too much. They ramp up really quickly, so we need to be able to debuff them a little bit. But they also get the double strike and deal a lot of damage and things, so a little bit of evasiveness might help us against them. We also need to consider the highly evasive sloop, which is a big meta deck that people are probably running because they've been using it to defeat the gauntlets for the past 6 months, okay? So AoE cards ignore evasiveness, so that's probably going to help a little bit, but the debuffing cards like with the Galleon are probably going to help a lot as well, so that's very, very important. Now, we also need, so let's get into this. So I'm going to put pirate level at level 30. You know what? Screw it. We're going to go hard. We're going to go level 30. No, we're going to level 30. I think it's more realistic. Level 30 typically gives you a really good card, so definitely try and get there. We're going to go with a speed pirate, Galleon level 3. I'm going to remove these for now. And let's have a look. Okay, so if we go into edit mode, we just left click to remove cards. So let's have a look through the first row. Now, some people really like Rapid Strike. I'm not personally a big fan of it. We get 6 cards per turn and with a Speed Pirate, so we don't need it as much. We can play with a little bit more of an expensive deck since the Speed Pirate builds up AP so fast. But if you're not, you've got to play to your strengths. But in the case of Speed Pirate, that is what we're going to do. So we're going to get rid of the Rapid Strike, and probably anything that costs 1 or 0 we're probably going to remove. I don't think I need the Barnacle Barrier either. Breach the Hull's a little bit weak. We'll try and get a bigger damaging card later on. Scattershot we might need because it avoids evasion, but 3 damage for 25 is actually really weak ratio. And even the 4 damage for 35 is not much better. We're going to keep the Heavy Blow. I really don't like Basic Planning because there's a better card you can get later. 0 cost does the exact same thing. A Critical Target we are going to keep. Galleon's really good with its combos, so we're going to make sure to keep them up. Patchwork is always a really good card, and we need all of our AP cards here. Now, Hidden Where It Hurts is really good in PvP because it's persistent. So if you deal damage to them with Hidden Where It Hurts, it reduces their damage output by 50% for a turn. Now, they can debuff themselves, but that's going to cost them AP. And if they don't, even if they throw 3 attacks at you, they're all going to be reduced 50%, which is really powerful. Now, I don't think we need evasiveness here. Now, we're going to focus a little bit more on shielding than evasiveness because I think it works better against what this meta is going to be like. And Discard Hand, Draw 5 is pretty good on a Speed Pirate specifically. I wouldn't really use it on other things. We will keep Act with Haste. We'll get rid of Scattershot. We want to make sure to cycle as much as possible. So Inspired Attack is going to let us keep drawing those cards. We're going to keep 1 Broadside here and keep the Repair. Making sure that we repair over the course of a PvP battle, especially since we're taking time to ramp up, is very important here. Power Rum, one of the best cards in the game. Stack the Deck, I think, is pretty good because we need it to pair with Double Strike. For example, you might draw Double Strike and you're like, shit, I don't have anything to use it with. One of the best cards in the game, by the way. I don't have anything to use it with, but I have Stack the Deck. I'm going to use Stack the Deck, make sure I have a really big damaging card coming up next, stow away the Double Strike, and the next turn, you're just going to rip them a new one. So definitely keeping both of them. Draw 2 random attack actions. I've been using this a lot because sometimes you just don't draw what you need and you really need this 2 attack actions. Basic Relief we desperately need. I've already got 1 Act with Haste. I think we'll keep the second one. Harpoon the Hull we really want. Bleed is working really well because if you do come up against a frigate, you need the bleed to start breaking them down, and it pairs really well with Double Strike here. One of the best damage ratios in the game, and so you pair it with Double Strike, it's really good. Roll with it, I don't know if we need that right now. So your minimum card deck size is 40. We've got 44 cards right now, and we've got a lot more to come. So you want to try and reduce it as much as you can. I don't think I need a second new plan, okay? I think just 1 is fine. I get rid of Scattershot, we don't want that. Inspiration, one of my favorite cards in the game, absolutely love this card. Draw 1 card and +1 AP for the turn. Careful Planning, really important for ramping up. You need as many of them in your deck as you can. Well, I mean, don't go overboard, but you need a few of them. Deja Vu, I absolutely love. Maybe use Double Strike last turn. You can return it to your hand for next turn. Very, very great. Ace in the Hole, search your deck and pick a card to put into your hand. Very neat card. Another Power of Rum. And then we're going to get into some of the ship cards. Galleon actually comes with a Harpoon the Hull, which is really neat. I might get rid of this Roll with it as well, and maybe this Big Guns as well. I don't think we need it. It's a little bit expensive. We want to be able to play as many cards as we can. We don't want them to cost 1 or 0, so maybe Big Guns isn't going to help us here. We're going to get rid of this Scattershot, so we've hit our deck limit. So I'm going to exit edit mode for now. We're going to start attaching things, okay? The first thing is we need that cargo winch. All right, it's going to ruin our entire edit mode, so maybe we'll go through this first. We've also got That's a Big Hole, which is really sweet. Okay, so we need more AP. So with the really big helm, I believe that gives us another presence. No, it doesn't. I believe it might be the sail. Yes, so we get the big sail to get another presence. We might get a... I don't think a small sail is going to help us. But we definitely need more combo cards. So definitely an Iron Sights. I can't remember what the big Iron Sights gives you. Oh, it doesn't really exist. A little Iron Sights I think is going to be really good. Some better repairing is going to be really good. So maybe we'll get a little repair, which is going to give us just a patchwork. I don't think we want that. I think we want the big repair here. And then we can actually get... what do the shackles do again? They give us the defensive strike, so we definitely want that. So this is an expensive deck. All right, I'm gonna bring it back a little bit, bring it back to earth a little bit. We do need a little bit more damage on the deck. Okay, we don't have enough damaging cards. I want at least half the deck to be damaging if I can. But these other ones are really highly necessary, so we are going to keep them for now. Level 3 Galleon, Speed Pirate. Let's go through it again. So we're going to get rid of anything costing 0 and 1. We might keep one of them later on. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need this. Patchwork we want to keep. We want to keep as many heals as we can. We've got one discard. We'll probably keep that one broadside, and that is it. We'll keep this. Make sure we're cycling. We need a basic relief for sure. Careful planning, really good to get rid of one of the new plans. Get rid of the roll with it. I don't think they're going to help us that much. The Deja Vu, Heavy Blow, Double Strike, which is really good. Maybe get rid of... No, we should keep as many damage cards as we can, I think. Get rid of the roll with it. Get rid of the big guns. Another Scatter Shot. Get rid of that. What are we on right now? We're on 55. We've got so many cards. Okay. So, Vampiric Strikes are really neat. I really like them, but I don't know if we need 2 of them. We could definitely keep them both and get rid of a Heavy Blow because we've got a lot of damaging cards now. Continuous Repairs is really good, and one of the reasons that Galleon is doing so well right now, it's an insanely good card in this current meta. That's a Big Hole is really good as well. Going to pair really great with Double Strike, but really it only works with Double Strike because we have all of these AP granting cards and quite a few Act with Hastes. I missed that Scatter Shot there, just noticed that. And then Reload, we definitely want to keep. Improvised Plan, we need some more cycling cards. I don't know if we need Swift Course. I don't think it's going to help. Definitely not Better Planning. I really don't like that card. Stick and Move is not bad, but we want to shave down the deck as much as we can. I think it's going to take a cut here. We don't want big guns on them. Maybe I should have got rid of that gun. That's fine. We need that at least one evasive. We've already got that here. We probably didn't need to attach that Patchwork. I was wrong. We didn't need that Patchwork or that gun to attach. Everything else was fine. These are really good. We want Hit the Dry Powder. Maybe get rid of Stack the Deck. We've already got enough of them in the deck. But we should keep trying to shrink it down to 40 cards as much as we can. So Ace in the Hole is good, but I don't think it's absolutely 100% necessary. We probably have quite a few damaging cards. We can get rid of Broadsword, maybe one Heavy Blow, and get rid of... Oh, we do need to Stack the Deck. We have Dry Powder and Critical Target are our only buffing cards besides the Double Strike, so we definitely need to keep them in the deck. We want a little bit of a balance of things. We have 2 evasives, which is good. We need a little bit of that protection, and we've got the healing now through Renew and the Continuous Repairs. I think this is quite a well-balanced deck. 43 cards, not bad at all. Didn't even need those 2 attachments, so a relatively cheap deck as well. And that is how I would go about building my own Pirate Nation deck. I hope you learned something. And that's all from me for today. Now, after this, you should definitely also check out my beginner's guide to Pirate Nation, which will break down the entire game in a short session so you can get started right away. Use my link down in the description below if you want to get started playing Pirate Nation today.